Hello, water signs. How are you doing? This is Cindy with Quantum Kaleidoscope, and so I'm going to do a water sign reading for this month. So I am doing this in December, but I mean, it is a timeless reading, so if you get drawn to this at another time, it could still resonate. Likely will. I'm a big believer in things autoplay and things like that. There's likely a message for you. So hopefully you're doing well. I am doing a little bit of a contest in December where I am giving away free readings. So if well, stay tuned to the end, okay? And then I'll talk a little bit more about it. But right now I'm going to go straight to it. So I'm going to do 3 cards from Moonology, okay, since we did have the full moon eclipse on November 30th, so eclipse energies stay with us for a while. So, and we're having another eclipse, so we'll have a solar eclipse, I believe, on the 14th, and so things are gonna be changing if it hasn't been already yet. So I am going to do a bit of past kind of current energies and what's going to kind of throughout the month maybe, or what is leading you. And so this could be in terms of the past. It could be something that just happened recently or in this last like lunar cycle, or it could be something that's really been taking place since Gemini season kind of thing. Okay. So what kind of messages can we tell water signs today? Okay, so Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. What can we tell them today to help them stay in highest vibration and on their truest path? Okay. So what you have for the past. Interesting. So it's new moon in Pisces. So, I mean, for you that resonate with Pisces, there could have been something really significant around your birthday maybe. Okay, but meditate and contemplate is what it says here. So have you been doing whether it's been the last month or the last, 6 months, have you been doing a lot of meditation and thinking? Have you been doing a lot of internal reflection? Which if that sounds like the case, this is probably your reading. So let's see what else is happening. You right now, potentially as the time you're watching this reading, or maybe throughout the month, okay? We have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon, okay? So there's a lot of, opportunities to be flexible and creative and compromise, and so like, what do you want to create? What have you been thinking about a lot? Because nothing's set in stone yet, which is, I think, is a great thing. Okay, and where this is taking you is the end of a tough cycle approaches full moon in Capricorn. Okay, so you've done a lot of, I think, internal work. Okay, and maybe it's been kind of like, because of the internal work, you're not sure maybe which way to go. It's been kind of challenging. Things might be so up in the air. But the great thing is, as a water sign, you guys are very fluid. You know how to go with the flow. Okay, so if you've been having a tough time, believe, trust. Okay, probably by Capricorn season, like things are really going to, mellow out, I guess. And so what we have under the deck is hold your vision. Okay, like especially if you believe that, like, if you think that nothing is set in stone, as in like nothing's going to transpire, nothing is, it's like hold your vision. Okay, if you've been meditating and contemplating, it's like, what has been those like spiritual downloads, okay, that you've been guided to do? Okay, anything is possible. So hold your vision. Okay, this is gonna end soon. Like, if there's any kind of challenge, stick with it. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Okay, and I'm going to do a little bit of a tarot reading right now to go along with it. So what can we tell, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces today? What can we tell water signs to help them stay in highest vibration and on their truest path throughout the month? Okay, I have an urge to like shuffle like this way. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles and Seven of Swords. So is there a new opportunity that you believe really has like a potential to go the distance in a long, tangible kind of sense, you know? But have you been keeping it to yourself? Or have you been denying this opportunity? See how that kind of plays in. I'm just kind of cutting the deck right now. Okay, so underneath, Seven of Cups. Okay, so for those of you who haven't heard me say yet, okay, I, was avoiding using this deck for a while because a friend had gotten it, an old friend had gotten it water damaged. And they were supposed to replace the deck, and it never happened. But I, really do like this deck. And so because of this, though, like, it actually looks like now, because of the damage, what I'm trying to say, it looks like she's like blindfolded. And I find this funny because it's just like, this is one of the worst conditioned cards, and it's like almost come up every single time I've used this deck so far. Anyways, so have you been, so this does really go along the lines of with the meditation and contemplation, because I mean, like, now it seems like, now it's like daydreaming, thinking about the possibilities, the options, like really nothing is set in stone yet. Okay, so what have you been dreaming about? Okay, so you right now, maybe at the time you're watching this reading or throughout the month, okay, what we have here is the Eight of Cups. Interesting. So we do have a progression here, okay, where we have the Seven of Cups kind of like facing everything, okay, but then you right now is Eight of Cups. So Seven of Cups is when you're really kind of thinking about, it is emotional, so we have a lot of Cups energy, so right on point for you as a water sign kind of thing, right? But Seven of Cups is really kind of fantasizing, thinking about the possibilities, and the Eight of Cups is at a point of, like, it can be a spiritual journey, but it does represent a journey in general, and to find that Nine of Cups, to find your wish fulfillment. So it's kind of like, once you've done this daydreaming, once you've been going like, okay, what is possible? And anything is possible. It's like, okay, I've assessed it, and now I'm in a process of walking away from something that was emotionally fulfilling at one point. But now after this assessment, it's like, now I can see I gotta move on, whether this is from a person, place, or thing, or, any kind of emotional baggage. This is like, it no longer serves me. I am going to go on this journey. Okay, and the challenge right now, okay, is the Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is fire. This is newness. Like I guess maybe have you been kind of stuck in your emotions a little bit, and then it's kind of been hard to get the, fire to kind of really start this new cycle? Not sure. Or have you been presented with an opportunity, but then it requires you to leave something behind? So the past we have is a Page of Cups. Okay, so this is like, I mean, you guys are way been like into your energy, right? So the Page of Cups, is like, the start of a new cycle, start of an emotional cycle, like she's like, okay, I'm going to be vulnerable, so like, have you been vulnerable recently? Did you like, was there some kind of, like, was this an apology? Was this some kind of emotional gesture? Or were you, again, just like, the Page of Cups goes out, kind of a lot like the Fool, where it's like, they've never been hurt before, so they're like, okay, I'm going to jump into this love. Okay, and so subconsciously, you may be aware, this may not be. Okay, so you have the Nine of Wands. I knew this was going to come out. again, I'm always kind of checking to see like how well this will show up and if I can kind of get a glare. And so the Nine of Wands was the card that pulled on. So I remember, so when I did, I'm like, okay, one last push. Okay, the Nine of Wands is known as like the wounded warrior, you know? And it's like, okay, you know, but this is also about success. So it has been a long journey, long journey. Like, you know, taking on projects, things that probably went fast, and like now you feel like you might be potentially defending yourself, you know, or maybe even putting up walls, you know, like kind of blocking, you know, but it's really interesting. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands here, and then we have the challenge is the Ace of Wands. Okay, so that is really like, and together we have the Nine of Wands, or the Ten of Wands, which is the ending and the beginning. So it's like you have one more push. Okay, there's something you need to do with this wand. Okay, something you need to start, something you need to say, something that like, I'm not sure. You know, but if you look at this Ace of Wands, like like it's like you have the key, you know, but also B, it's like, you know, you can tell that like, you know, it's almost like being battle worn, you know, like, I mean, this is the wounded warrior, you know, who just needs to put one more push, one more step, okay, in order to get that success. Okay, and you may feel very tired. You might feel like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, you know, but nothing is set in stone, and this is newness. So something new is probably going to come and inspire you. Okay, and so, you know, consciously, or what's being kind of told from me from above, okay, is Temperance. Okay, so this is the first major arcana we have here. So Temperance is about healing. Temperance is about balance. Okay, this is going to be like, I mean, if you've been finding that you've spent a lot of time in your emotions, balancing your emotions, you know, things like that, you know, it's like this can be now like implementing the fire, you know, that motivation to kind of follow your, like, follow where your heart is taking you. Because we do need the every kind of element in order to kind of bring forth change. So this is really like, this is patience as well. So you may know that, like, you know, you have had to have a lot of patience, you know, and the fact that like healing is required. You know, maybe there's some kind of healing, you know, with another, for example. Okay. And where this is kind of leading, there is new beginnings all around you. This is the Ace of Cups. So it's like, do you feel really tired? And it's like, can I do this? Do I have the strength, for example? Okay. But it's one more push. Okay. And you have newness. You have the Ace of Wands, which is passion. Okay, which is going to lead you to the Ace of Cups, which is love. So something that you love. Okay, and then ultimately too with the Eight of Cups, you know, ultimately she, you know, again, regardless of gender, she is on that journey, whether again spiritual or physical or whatever kind of thing, to find that wish fulfillment, to find that Ace of Cups. Okay, that Ace of Cups, you know, added to the, you know, Eight of Cups is that Nine of Cups, that personal wish fulfillment. So what are you wishing for? What have you been doing a lot of like introspection about and daydreaming about, you know? But I do find that like it's symbolic that, you know, or synchronistic that, you know, she is blindfolded here. Because I think this is about trusting your intuition. You have been, you know, meditating. You might have been doing more like, you know, trying to be more present, you know, maybe even, or there's a need to kind of be more present, you know, if you've been finding that you've been daydreaming a lot, you know. And just underneath here, I don't know, I just forgot to delete my last video, so I ran out of space. But I basically was saying that the Queen of Wands is underneath there. So, I mean, I do believe that there is going to be some kind of passion or some kind of inspiration. And it does sound like, I mean, it could be a fire sign around you. Definitely in the sense of potential. Definitely something that, like, you are going to get inspired, okay, based on, you know, like, just that one more push, you know. And it's like, especially if you've been waiting for something, it's just like, just wait a little bit longer, okay, you know, and try to keep that creativity with you, maybe, you know, like, or something, because it looks like something you're gonna fall in love with, okay, is gonna come in soon. Okay, so what kind of takeaway message can we give water signs right now? Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords, okay, with the Three of Cups underneath. Okay, so what have you been overthinking about? Okay, so the Three of Cups, you know, is friendship, it's celebrations, it can represent a holiday, it can represent reunions, you know, but then we have the Eight of Swords. So, like, have you been almost like doing a lot of daydreaming and meditation and things about maybe some kind of reunion or kind of what you want to do during the holidays? You know, like, I know a lot of people, for example, could feel a little trapped, you know, especially with, you know, a lot more lockdowns happening and a lot of encouragement to the sense of, you know, make sure to stay with, you know, your household, right? So, I mean, there might be, you know, smaller gatherings this year or something, you know. I'm not sure how this kind of relates, but I mean, it does, you know, the big thing about this is that if you feel like you've been trapped overthinking and stuck in these daydreams, is that, you know, maybe the solution is to, you know, have some fun, you know, especially the fact that, like, you know, we did have the Ace of Wands as being the challenge, right? So that can be that, like, fun and passion and stuff like that. Okay? And what kind of guidance can we get? I'm going to do one more pull here. So we've got the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Cups again, you know, with the Page of Wands. Okay, so, okay, if there's been some type of pain, okay, some kind of baggage that you've been holding on to, okay, I think it's been potentially blocking some kind of new love from coming in, you know, okay, but it does look like you are heading towards your wish fulfillment, okay. So what do you want? Okay, like, what kind of practical plans can you implement? Okay, remember, nothing is set in stone. Okay, there will be a conclusion to this. Things will get better. Okay, so things seem a little bit, you know, kind of just staying in bed maybe and dreaming and trying to think about what your future would be, maybe. Like, I mean, maybe again, it's hard to get that inspiration to keep going, but you're almost there. Okay, one more push, or just wait a little bit longer, balance yourself in the process. Okay, but I think you're going to be really happy. You are heading to 2 brand new aces. Okay, aces are gifts from the above. Okay, so it does look like you are starting to walk away from whatever's been, you know, keeping you in this state of confusion or a state of daydream, you know. Anyway, stick with it. I do think by the end of the year, things are going to be feeling really nice. Really nice. Okay. So thank you so much. If you liked this, if it was helpful, can you please put a like down there? It does give me a little bit of more encouragement to keep going, you know, it's like kind of like my 9 of Wands, you know. But yeah, so I'm doing a bit of a contest. So today I will be picking a subscriber at random to get a full free reading, as well as every 5 subscribers. So I've removed the subscriber amount on my YouTube, okay? So you don't know which number you're going to be, but every 5 subscribers, you'll also get like a pick a card kind of thing, okay? So awesome. I hope you have a great month and stay tuned.